look small, and nothing frightens a strong man more than being laughed at. That is why this has always been one of the first moves in the authoritarian playbook. In Nazi Germany, the regime went after cabaret performers and satirists who mocked the right. In the Soviet Union, comedians who went too far disappeared from the stage and their communities. Every authoritarian movement eventually comes for the people who make the population laugh at its leaders, because laughter is proof that the fear has not fully taken over. And when the laughter stops, they know they're winning. Colbert was not the first, and he will not be the last voice silenced. We have watched this administration come for the press over and over again. They came for Jimmy Kimmel, who was suspended by ABC last year after Trump's FCC chairman publicly pressured the network. The one time a company actually held the line when Disney and ABC brought Kimmel back and refused to cave, it showed us exactly what was possible when a corporation chooses its audience and the country over the president's favor. CBS chose differently. This is just another moment of Trump executing his plan to completely silence anyone willing to speak the truth. Trump hates the media, and he already told us why years ago to one of CBS's own Leslie Stahl, the longtime 60 Minutes correspondent, who once asked him off camera why he attacked the press over and over again, and he told her plainly, "I do it to discredit you all and demean you all so that when you write negative stories about me, no one will believe you." He has spent every year since proving he meant it. He has come for individual reporters, attacking them by name from the White House podium, and aboard Air Force One, calling them stupid, nasty, piggy, and even more recently a bitch. I know I can say the word, it still just feels wrong. He and his administration have come for entire newsrooms with threats to broadcast licenses. They settled lawsuits that should never have been settled, paid money that looked exactly like what Colbert called it, and then they removed the people who said so out loud. This is not a series of unrelated business decisions. This is the steady consolidation of money, power, and truth into a smaller and smaller funnel until the only voices left standing are the ones the president has approved. And they told us this was coming. Earlier this month, the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, stood at that podium and laid the groundwork in plain language, telling the country that those who call the president a fascist, who compare him to history, who speak out against him, were responsible for violence and were engaged in a potential crime. What she delivered was a warning that dissent itself was going to be treated as dangerous. And last night we saw the next level of their plan to silence us all. What happened last night also sends a chilling message to every journalist, writer, comedian, entertainer, and ordinary person who's still speaking out. Trump has no limits when it comes to punishing voices he views as disloyal. Stephen Colbert was taken off the air because the president wanted him gone, and because a corporation seeking political favor ultimately decided compliance was safer than resistance. I have been bracing for last night, because after writing these posts every night for more than a year now, I've started to recognize the pattern. Whenever Trump publicly targets someone for speaking out, the ugliest, most disturbing, and most unhinged messages begin flooding into my inboxes and messages almost immediately afterward. It is never just criticism, it's intimidation, it's threats, and it's rage, and sometimes explicit fantasies about violence. And far too often they drag my family into it too. It has gotten bad enough that I now need help filtering through emails and messages because some of them are genuinely horrifying to read.